What you just saw were visuals from the Indian state of Bihar. The state is witnessing yet another student protest. Why are we saying yet another? It's because Bihar has seen 400 such student demonstrations between 2018 and 2022. Only second to Kerala, which is at 518. And Haryana is at number 3 with 253 student protests. Currently in Bihar, student unions, activists and politicians are out in huge numbers, battling the harsh winter of North India. At stake is the future of over 3 lakh young candidates. Candidates who work tirelessly for years, often with mere resources at their disposal, with only one goal in mind: secure a government job in the state. But as things stand, that dream faces roadblocks. The latest protests have been gathering steam by the day for the last few weeks. A government exam conducted last month faces allegations of paper leak. Dramatic visuals show protesters clashing with the police, resulting in lathi charge and firing water cannons to disperse the protesters. Suraaj chief and political strategist Prashant Kishor is in the thick of the action too. On the 2nd of January, he began a fast on to death, seeking justice for the affected students. He has issued an ultimatum to Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar to address all grievances of the students. But why are students in Bihar protesting? Hello and welcome to Simply Put. I am Shubham Chohan. Let's get started. Firstly, let's understand the so-called characters in this story. First, the BPSC, or the Bihar Public Service Commission. At the All India level, we have the Union Public Service Commission, or the UPSC, and each state has its own. So Bihar has BPSC. This government body recruits candidates every year through competitive exams for state government jobs. Now, the BPSC conducted something called the 70th Combined Preliminary Competitive Examination on the 13th of December 2024. The exam is conducted for recruitment to posts such as Subdivision Officer, Senior Deputy Collector, Deputy Superintendent of Police and much more, basically government postings. The advertisement for this exam was released in September 2024. 4,83,000 candidates had applied for this exam. Out of this, 3,25,000 appeared for the exam. And how many vacancies are we exactly talking about? About 2,000. So 2,000 odd vacancies and over 3 lakh candidates. Imagine the probability. In the first week of December, students raised concerns on the examination process. They accused the BPSC of introducing a practice called normalization. Normalization is when an exam is conducted in multiple shifts with the same or different sets of question papers. A normalization formula is used. This is to ensure that aspirants of one shift don't get an unfair advantage. The score of all aspirants is made comparable through normalization by adding, subtracting or adjusting marks. The BPSC dismissed all these allegations. It called them rumors. There were protests by the students in this regard, with the police, like I said, resorting to lathi charge. On exam day, that is the 13th of December, there were 912 exam centers. Initial signs of trouble came from one of them in Patna. It's the Bapu Examination Complex. More than 12,000 candidates are said to have been present there for the exam. Students say there were delays in distributing the question paper and that the paper was allegedly leaked. Soon, BPSC officials were informed about complaints regarding some students creating a ruckus in the exam hall. Reportedly, some started shouting that the question paper had already gone viral on the internet. BPSC chairman Parmar Ravi Manubhai claimed some people pretending to be students started snatching question papers from the invigilators while the distribution was taking place. And chaos followed. As per some reports, the candidates ran out of the exam room with the envelope containing the question papers. Those inside the center didn't have their mobile phones with them. These students then threw this, which is the question paper, to the other side of the boundary to give it to some people who were waiting outside the center. Within an hour or so, the question paper was being circulated online and offline. Amid the ruckus at the center, an official on duty, whose name was Ram Iqbal Singh, he is the additional center superintendent, he suffered a heart attack and died. Here's what his son said. My father had suffered a heart attack earlier as well. There had been so much tension and uproar at the center, and my father could not tolerate it. He should have cited medical reasons to skip examination duty. The state government should ensure a congenial and tension-free atmosphere at examination centers so that such incidents do not take place in the future. Meanwhile, students have questioned as to why the paper distribution was delayed by a few minutes. Reportedly, poor coordination between the BPSC, the Patna District Administration, and the Bihar School Examination Board, BSEB. That was the reason. Another concern raised by students is the content of the question paper itself. Many students claim that the questions seem to be at the level of a police recruitment exam and closely matched model papers that was provided by some coaching institutes. the BPSC has denied all such allegations. It said that the sanctity of the exam is intact, barring the incident at the Bapu examination complex. A few days later, BPSC declared a re-exam for only those who were at the center where this ruckus took place. The re-exam is slated to be held today, that is the 4th of January. At the time of shooting this video, there is no word on whether the re-exam was held successfully. Meanwhile, protests have been continuing for the last few days and weeks. Students claim that re-exam only for one center is unfair and that the entire exam must be cancelled altogether. On the 29th of December, protesters started a march towards Chief Minister Nitish Kumar's residence. During the march towards the CM house, students broke the barricading at JP Golambar, which is near Gandhi Maidan in Patna. The police resorted to mild lathi charge and water cannons to disperse these protesters. Subsequently, a meeting was arranged between Bihar Chief Secretary and a delegation of students, and nothing supposedly came out of that meeting. Curiously, Bihar Chief Minister is yet to make an official comment on this or even meet the protesting students yet. Opposition parties like the RJD and Jan Suraaj meanwhile have backed the students and their demand, and it has also slammed the Nitish Kumar government. Today, that is the 4th of January, was the third day of Jan Swaraj chief Prashant Kishor's fast on to death hunger strike. He accused officials of selling more than half of the BPSC seats. In fact, here's what Kishor said. The issue is of bigger corruption charges. It is that more than half of the seats are sold. The re-examination being held today is for 15,000 students. The protesting 350,000 students did not get the opportunity to sit in the exam. It does not matter when you appear in the examination. It does not guarantee you a seat if you studied well. The seat is only given to those who gave money to corrupt people. Kishor, in fact, also claimed that the post of the Deputy Superintendent of Police, or the DSP post, was being sold for 1.5 crore rupees and that people were doing so openly without government action. Some reports suggest that the students are not too pleased with their protest taking a political color, a student-centric protest taking a political color. Remember, elections in the state of Bihar are due later this year. Prashant Kishor has been on the field for the last couple of years, trying to build his party, which is Jan Swaraj, and contest the elections. Well, politics aside, think of the students. Yet another year where a key government exam could not be conducted peacefully, and yet another instance of their hard work of all these years and months going waste. States like Bihar and Uttar Pradesh aren't leading anyway when it comes to employment. So lakhs of aspirants pin their hopes on these government exams. By one estimate, 70 paper leaks, 70 paper leaks were seen in 7 years, and 1.7 crore aspirants were affected. In 2024, a leak was allegedly reported in the NEET UG exam, which is the most important test for aspiring doctors. In Uttar Pradesh, the Uttar Pradesh Public Service Commission, or UPPSC, faced massive scrutiny after the leak of papers for the review officer or assistant review officer exam. In many cases, an organized syndicate is behind the paper leak. As for Bihar, an anti-paper leak bill was passed in 2023. The bill has the provision of an imprisonment term of 3 to 5 years and a fine of 10 lakh rupees. If a service provider, whether a government entity or a private one, engages in malpractices, it will face a fine of 1 crore rupees and 4-year termination of services. Now, this is the legislation that was passed in Bihar. The latest round of protests serve yet another alarming reminder on the state of government exams and these huge exams in India, and the pressing need to protect its sanctity and integrity. That's all we have for this episode of Simply Put. Do like and share this video, comment and let us know what your views are. And of course, subscribe to HW News English on YouTube for more such videos. Thanks for watching.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.